Hello, hello, and welcome to Nikao, which means to prevail, to conquer, to triumph, to overcome. And I have a totally different interview for you guys today. I am interviewing my barber, Mr. Neek
Neat
Slice.
slice.
Amen. And I'm going to get a lineup in the process. So I hope y'all don't mind that while I ask him these questions and we find out more about him. Introduce yourself, Mr. Slice.
So Neek Slice, like she said, I cut hair. I'm a 23-year-old barber at El Rey Studios. And I don't even know if she knows this, but my real name is Nico. So it's the same letters as your podcast. Like the
What?
exact same letters, Aniko. But I want to save that for the
Y'all.
episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's news. That's news to some people. A lot of people don't know my government name, but her podcast is literally
Wow.
the exact same letters. So that's pretty cool.
That make me want to cry almost.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
And no, my name, my mom told me that it means like born during struggle times. So that's always been like a motivator for me.
What?
Yeah, that's why they named me that.
And then Nikal means to triumph, to overcome, to
Yeah, yeah, it's
y'all.
crazy.
Oh my God.
Barbershop talks.
All right, interview over.
Interview over.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible. Wow, already. Well, we already know what he does. We know how old he is. How in the world did you get here? What made you want to be a barber?
Being a barber. When I was 14, I started cutting my own hair, and then that kind of continued through high school.
Mhm,
My brothers, cousins, they seen I was doing like an okay job,
mhm.
but not the best. But I was never one to like, yo, let me cut your hair, let me cut your hair, until I want to say I got two cousins, Seneca and Jermaine, and they let me start doing lineups with like a shaving razor, which probably is
Mm.
like super unsanitary. But I was like just lining them up with that razor only, like just them for lineups.
What?
And I want to say eventually I asked my mom to give me some clippers, uh, started cutting them, and then by the time I graduated, I'd say I cut a few people close to me.
Mhm.
People I graduated with started asking me for haircuts, and then just word of mouth, working jobs like factories, being within the factory, um, them finding out that I had cut hair on my off days, and they're like, "Go chase that career," and that's when I'm like,
Wow.
took it to school, became a barber. The content really inspires me, so I don't know. That's what kind of made me choose the career, just being
Okay.
good at it, I guess.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
been a blessing.
Okay. So, well, that goes along with my question of was this, you know, your inspiration, your dream, or was it, by other people just saying that you're good at it? So it sounds like it might have been a little bit of both, though.
A little
You
bit of
think?
both. Yeah. So since I was cutting so young, and I grew up with, I'd say, like a diverse friend group, not even thinking about that part.
Mm.
I was just really learning how to cut every texture, um,
Mm.
showing people my work, and then they're like, I don't know if they're gassing me up at the time, but they're saying like, "Go be a barber, you can do it." Always had words of encouragement from that, from friends, people supporting. So yeah, I'd say a little bit of both,
Okay.
but to actually pursue it, people definitely had to tell me like, you should go do that.
Mm. Okay. Wow. Wow. So, what do you think? Now, what did you actually want to do when you grew up, though? What was your dream? What was your
Yeah,
desire?
from a little kid, I mean, I thought NFL. If I'm being honest,
Really?
I really love football. I probably didn't start playing young enough to get to that level, but
Mm.
that was my first thought was NFL. I'm a huge sports fanatic. So I just see myself playing a sport, and then I
Mm.
guess reality hits you about like 16, 17 when you're not over 6 foot And they're like,
Okay.
I got to think realistically here.
So now, do you feel like this position is a dream position, or do you feel like it's a calling? Because I know that barbers are like, well, I guess I can't say unpaid counselors because y'all do get paid,
Yeah.
but you don't get paid like a counselor.
Right.
So do you feel like it's almost sometimes you cut different people hair and you be like, I feel like I was called to this person or these people, or is it just something you are just enjoying now?
I would say it was a calling
Mm.
because being able to build relationships with friends, you know, staying in contact with them, um, even as like the brother out of my siblings, being able to build a bond with them through the chair. Sometimes I only see them
Mm.
from cutting their hair, reconnecting with family, staying close to certain people. I say it's a calling because growing up, I've
Mm.
always been like a funny person,
Mm-hmm.
hard to take serious, you know, things like that. But I can be serious when I want. And you know,
Mm.
being a barber, I feel like you can't be too serious. Like they don't, you know, you come to get a haircut, but you also come to like enjoy your experience and
Mm.
really just talk to someone who's not going to judge everything that you say. And
Mm.
I'm not like that. I'll laugh about anything. I'll give advice, but just trying to be positive. I feel like it's a calling. I've had somebody tell me they felt like God placed me in their life,
Wow.
and that you know that was deep. I'll never forget that.
Mm.
So I'd say it was a calling.
Mm. Why do I guess not to be too personal in that if you could just give like the a piece of the backdrop of why you think he would make or he or she would make a statement like that. Was it something going on with them and they felt like you gave them what they needed, or were you just that listening ear?
It was advice. I forget
Okay.
exactly what it was that he wanted advice on,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that he expected my response to be as
Mm.
like there for
That's
him.
deep.
Yeah, like I took it serious what he was saying, and
Mm.
I always tell people like if I try to get religious or faith based behind the chair,
Yeah.
you know, I don't just push that on everyone. I'll let them know like, hey, you know, friend to friend. Like I know I'm cutting your hair, but friend to friend, this is
Mm-hmm.
like a piece of advice I feel like I should tell you. And like, you
Mm.
know, I'm not ashamed of it. Like I've invited people to church and I've
Mm.
passed out like invites to church and stuff like that when people have things to tell me because you know there are answers I don't got. So I'm like, you
Yeah.
know, I don't know exactly what to tell you,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll tell you what might work.
Look up there, faith based in the chair.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think you'd be doing if you were not cutting hair? I mean, like realistically, what do you think
Realistically,
you'd be doing?
I think I'd probably be behind a semi truck.
Really?
Yeah. My family, I got a lot of family members who drive semis right now, and I
Mm.
know that even now, like I'd always have like an opportunity to do that,
Hmm.
or I could I don't know, probably like the union pipe fitting. So my grandpa does. He wanted me to do that really bad. I
Mm.
tried. I did try it first. I could definitely see myself if I wasn't doing this. I know I could be doing that too.
Okay. Okay. Now, semi truck drivers, though, like they're either one of those home every night type things, or they travel across the country.
Yeah,
You know,
away from family and stuff.
yeah, away from family and things. Is that something you would
It's not ideal,
know? Okay.
but if it's a couple days and you know it's good money,
Mhm.
I think it'd be worth it. Especially like if your kids are still young. Like if you're out here missing birthday parties
Mm.
and like special events, or like you can't even be there for your children,
Yeah.
uh, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be down to do that part now.
Mm. Yeah, because you have smaller kids now,
Yeah,
right?
yep,
Yeah.
I gotta be there for them.
That's right. That's right. Let's see. Let's see. So let me see what I want to ask. What do you think the negatives of being a barber are?
Negatives.
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 I mean, and if there aren't any, then hey, there just aren't.
There's definitely negatives.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to give a one that's not too negative. So I don't want to scare somebody off the being a barber.
Okay.
Maybe I mean I love working
Mhm.
like for people,
Mhm.
but like you would think that you're always on your time, but you're not. You're kind of on their time, and
Mhm. Yeah.
like
True.
I mean that okay. The part that the negatives, you're gonna miss some cookouts or be late to cookouts.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
you're probably gonna cut on your birthday because if your birthday is on
Mm.
like a Friday or a Saturday, you're gonna miss out on like a lot of money. But even though it's your birthday, you're like,
Mm.
this isn't a career where you can like, what's a PTO like your job's not gonna pay you because you got
Okay.
vacation time. It's
Mm.
things like that or
Yeah, I would say that's
yeah, no
definitely
PTO.
a
Honestly, like
negative.
if when you're off
Yeah.
work, you don't get paid. Like it's impossible
Wow.
being a barber.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so I don't know, you may have answered this of what job or what situation got you to this place, but I think you kind of answered it when you were saying, being 14 and you just started cutting like your cousins them hair and um, would you agree with that?
That's what got
That
me
that's
here.
probably yeah.
Um, that's what started it all for
That's
sure.
what started
That's
it.
what gave me the vision.
Hmm.
And I can add on to that too. Like
Okay.
during COVID, I put the clippers down.
Oh, COVID.
I put the clippers down, and I was making I was making it known like I'm not cutting right now. And it opened my eyes. This will open my eyes the most. My uncle, I cut him every single week,
Mm.
and he's my most loyal client by far. Shout out to my uncle Sen. Um, he's like texting me. He was like, "Yo, like I got 100 for you right now if you come cut my hair at the house." He said he had 100, and back in like 2020, 2021,
Hmm.
that's big money. Like $100 to go do a haircut, that's big money.
For one person.
No, I cut the whole family. I'm not gonna lie, but
Okay.
still $100. Like the fact that he wanted to come out of his pocket for that
Yeah.
because he liked the way I cut their hair and he wanted me to cut their hair. That's
Mm.
the first time I felt like, yo, like I got somewhere to go with this. And I just remember even
Mm.
telling my wife, like I was like, I know it's his family, but like you see, like they really want me to come cut their hair
Mhm.
and they're paying me this to go do a house call. So that's really what kicked it off. That's what kicked it off, and I was like,
Wow.
I can go somewhere. People were telling me, but that's the first time I seen it,
Hmm.
and I was like, I gotta go get it. I gotta go
Okay.
do it.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody is calling for you to come to their home for a cut that really shows like I don't want anybody else. I'm not going to any other place. I need you to do it.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best feelings when people are like, man, I'm not letting no one touch my head but you.
Exactly. I will tell you, I have been to a couple barbers since I cut my hair, and my youngest son, Isaiah, he kept telling me, "You need to go to my barber. You need to try my barber, Neek." And I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Right. Like sure.
And when Isaiah left, I was like, "Let me get Neek." When Isaiah left, moving to Colorado, because people would be like, "Isaiah left, what?"
Right.
When he moved to Colorado, I was like, let me give Neek a try. And I have been with Neek since.
That was
No one else has touched my hair. So that was last year sometime.
yep.
Been last year,
Last
yeah.
summer I think.
Yeah, it was. Yep, when Isaiah left in August.
Time flies.
Man, definitely. So, okay, how would you help other people locate their dream career, or do you think something like that is even possible? Are you able to assist other people, or is there something you could say
I
that
mean,
would?
I've definitely recommended. Like I've had people ask me, like they're like, "Man, I thought about cutting hair, or I thought about doing something else. Like, I
Mm,
want a career. Like, I want to be something. I just don't want to work for
mm,
someone. I want to have that label.
mm,
Like, this is what I do for my career."
yeah.
And everyone's not meant to be a barber, so like I have to tell them, like I don't know, like I'll just ask them, what do they see themselves doing, or I might pitch out some ideas, but I can low key tell because I get a lot of people that tell me that they thought about cutting hair.
Mm-hmm,
I can tell like, okay, that you can do that. I can tell.
mm-hmm,
So there's probably about 4 to 5 guys that I'm still waiting to pick up the clippers, and they're just
mm.
procrastinating or whatever the case may be. But everybody has their timing.
Mm. Now, you said you're able to talk to them and tell that they're ready to do that. What is it about them? What are they saying? What are you looking at when you can see that?
Definitely getting to know people,
Mm-hmm.
getting to know them. Um, and it's not that I'm like judging them,
Mm-hmm.
but like I can tell when they're. I was talking about like if they're suit to be like a barber.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can tell because just the characteristics that I see in like successful barbers and
Mm-hmm.
like the ones that think like this is just some money to go get.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're basing it off of just that, um, people can see through that, and then after they charge you $50 about 4 times, and the haircut's like either I don't know, just not worth it, or the service, or if you're charging 50 plus and you're a barber who's going to be a little behind, or you're going to cancel on somebody, you're holding yourself to that high standard, and you're not giving yourself really any room to for I don't know, like my price. You guys are a little late. Like you never see me like approach that haircut with a different attitude,
Right.
or even if I'm a little late, I'm behind. It leaves you guys to be very like, oh no, you're fine, take your time.
Yes.
Just because like I'm not charging you $100, like if I'm charging you 50 plus 100, and I'm 5 minutes behind, you're gonna be like, oh, like what am I paying this much money for? And you're not on time, or just
Yeah.
things like that. So when I think people search it just for the money,
Mm-hmm.
it probably won't last too long. You might get a buzz, but when you're like passionate about like making people's days, um, being an ear, because some people just want to be heard. They don't even
Yeah.
really want your opinion.
Right.
Professionalism. Like if I can just see that in somebody, I'm like, yeah, you can do it. You can for sure do it. Or um, this is to anybody out there. Like if you're in a friend group where maybe a group chat, it's like 15, 20 of you guys that hang out consistently. It don't matter how old you are. One of you guys pick the Clippers up, and those 10 friends will go to you, and then that's 10 people. It's just word of mouth. Like I promise you, if you have a friend group
Mm.
and you pick the Clippers up, they will support you, and be consistent, and your clientele will grow. That's literally how I started, from cousins, brothers, just family, friends. Like that's literally how you do it.
Wow. 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 So now you said something there, though. You said the character. So it's not even one of my questions, but I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
What are some characteristics to be a barber, to be a sought after barber?
I would say you don't got to be a comedian, but you got to be a little bit outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to laugh at some things. I mean, if you're going to be in a barbershop, jokes are going to be cracked. Just funny things happen throughout the day, like cutting kids. You got to be able to like laugh with
Mm,
kids and play with kids, and be patient with them, because you're not just cutting adults. Like you might not like cutting kids, but one of your people will come in with a kid,
yeah.
and kids need haircuts. They're humans. Like
Yeah.
everyone's a kid at some point. So like
Okay.
the characteristics of that, yeah, you got to be able to really patience, outgoing, and just a little bit. You don't got to do too much.
Mhm.
Those are some things for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want the mirror to check out the cut or?
Well, sure, of
Yeah.
course. I'm getting a cut.
I know you had
Let's
one
see.
booked. What was it? Wednesday?
I did Tuesday, something like that.
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Okay. Yep, I shouldn't have done that part right there, huh? I'll be right with you guys. We'll be right with you. We'll be right with you.
Going into commercial break.
Yeah. So look, another question I had for you. Oh, I just need to twist that. That's all. Yeah. Another question I have for you though is, have you ever wanted to quit this, and what did that moment look like?
Um, I haven't had a moment where like I wanted to quit.
Really? Okay.
Nah, not where I wanted to quit. Just because it takes so much to get that license, and
Okay.
it costs a lot of money to get that license.
Okay.
And this shop is just such a blessing. Now I will say like, have I left the shop because I seen something better than another one? Yeah. So that kind of made me quit when I'm working at that shop, but like quitting the career,
Okay.
nah, like I haven't wanted to give up. I haven't wanted to give up.
Okay. Okay. Good.
But there are days though. Like I'm not gonna act like every day is perfect. There's days
Hey.
where um you have bad days, worse than others, and yeah,
I mean, that's everywhere,
right.
no matter what career you're in, Because, and I tell people all the time when they be like, "Oh, have a great day." I'm like, I always have a good day. I have moments,
Mm,
but I don't allow those moments to dictate my entire day.
yeah.
So cool. I think I have one other question for you. What advice would you give someone who has not begun to work towards their dream, period, whatever that dream is?
I would say my favorite quote, what got me out of every hole so far in my life,
Mhm.
it's either day one or you're gonna keep saying one day.
Ooh, my goodness.
And that's got me every day I felt like giving up.
Wow.
Or like I felt like why am I procrastinating so much? It's either day one or one day. And you have to accept the fact that you probably won't see results or the result you want until about a year. And I'd rather take longer to build what I want because it's gonna give me that long term stability
Mm,
versus like you want it to happen overnight. Your success might last overnight, and
mm,
it takes time for sure. And I've also heard another good one that it takes 21 days to build like a true habit,
mhm,
like doing something 21 days straight,
mhm,
and then judge yourself. Like be consistent with something 21 days in a row,
mhm.
and then see your some results before you give up or think that it's not for you.
Mm.
Day one or
Yeah.
one day.
Day one.
Oh, I
Somebody
took
needs
your
to
mic
hear
off.
that. Oh, pardon me. Somebody needed to hear that. He said day one or one day. Because I know I'm guilty. I've said one day, right? Wow. Okay. Well, this was good, y'all. So, Neek, is there anything else you would like to share with the people? Anything else you want to say that I've not asked you
About barbering.
about barbering, about
Um,
whatever? Is there something that you just feel inspired to say? Something you feel inspired to share with why you had their attention?
yeah, I would say anybody viewing this
Hold on
who's
1 second. Let me stop you real quick. Look, y'all think he flexing with these glasses on? This is
yeah,
how he cuts.
it's
Because
just
somebody going, why has he got them shades on?
it's just normal.
This is normal for him. He always wears these
They're
shades.
these are polarized, so I don't. It's not just like pitch black. Like the color kind of pops more. That's the crazy part about it.
Okay. Okay, go ahead
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Words of advice. Really, not off topic because everyone goes through something, but I would say mental health. Um,
Mm.
Take care of your mental health. Take it serious. People go through things you might not know. You could be living in the same household as somebody, and you don't know if they're going through something. Uh, Tell the people that are close to you that you love them more.
Mm.
Forgive, and just if you're going through something, I would say speak to somebody. Don't be scared to tell people your problems, and yeah, just mental health awareness. Just trying to spread that and just
Yeah.
shed light on that a little bit.
Yeah, I that has been I want to say since COVID, especially, you hear so much more about mental health since COVID because COVID did something. It
Yeah,
not just shook up the world, um, but it made people look more at themselves. I mean, because you were at that place where we couldn't go anywhere. You know, we were in the house for most of the time, and something about just being in the house, it's different when you make the choice to stay in the house, but when they're saying you need to stay in the house,
yeah.
you know what I
It
mean?
made so much things like very awkward. Like
Mhm.
hugs were not normal no more.
Right.
Shaking hands. It's like a whole new way of living. You know, just to
Mhm.
be like, I guess, safer for your health because COVID was serious.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
it definitely, yeah, like you were
Mhm.
isolated, and I feel like
Mhm.
a lot of people went through a lot of things.
Mhm.
That's a good point.
Mhm. Mhm. And some people probably didn't even notice their mental state until that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, because when you are alone, and that's why some people don't like to be alone, because there's something about being alone that makes you have to start, that little still small voice starts speaking, whether it's on this shoulder or this shoulder.
Hmm.
you know um I remember a lady I used to work with, and she said that she always listened to music. She always had to have music playing. And I was trying to tell her the importance of sometimes turning the music off.
And locking in.
And yeah, and because it's important not to continue to run from those things in your mind. You have to, like, touch on those head on and start trying to work through them. And one of the things that I do is I will literally talk to myself
In the mirror.
and talk. No, I mean, I could be just sweeping or
Yeah.
washing dishes or whatever, and I mean, like, talking through
Okay.
certain
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
talking through situations. Well, Latika, why don't you, like, the
The
one day
inner
or one day,
dialogue. Yeah.
just kind of talking through those things. Why are you not doing that yet? Okay, well, really, I guess I'm afraid of what if this takes place. But you shouldn't feel like that.
Right.
So, but a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to do that.
Or they're ignoring. We all know what we should be doing to
Mm-hmm.
better ourselves and
Mm-hmm.
the right thing to do. We choose to do the wrong thing most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
or laziness, choosing this over that. That's
Procrastination.
choosing comfortability over progress.
Yeah.
I don't know. Day one
Yeah.
or one day means so much,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easier said than done, but everyone can do it
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. All right. Um, this was good.
Yeah, this was amazing.
This was
It was
good.
fun.
Yeah. Neek is newly married too, so congratulations to him on that too. Yay! Now, you know
Married
what?
man.
That leads me into a question though.
Okay.
So, how does your wife feel about you having to spend a lot of time at the barbershop? Is she like one of your biggest fans, or is she like, oh my gosh, can't you come home earlier? Can't you?
She's both. She's a big she,
Okay.
she's realistically my number one supporter. because she wants to see me succeed. But the same thing, like the staying late. I think on Halloween I had to come back and I did $100 cut after trick or treating, and she's like, "Really?" Like, but you know, at the same time, it's money for the family and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's both, definitely both.
Okay.
But she's
Okay.
been doing it for like, I mean, I've been a full time barber going on 3 years.
Okay.
So at first, yeah, it was a lot of explaining to her that it's still a career, still a job. You know, when I'm off is when I'm off. I kind of can't control that. Like I can, but I can't. Like if someone tells me they got 100 for me to stay like in 30 to an hour later, I got to do it.
Mm.
Got to do it. Not just for the money, but for my guy.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. Whew. Anybody dating a barber? You thinking about it?
they say it's not easy. They say it's not easy. Women say it's not dating a barber.
Mm.
So shout out to the ones that do it.
Right.
They're real.
Right. All righty. Well, I thank you so much for your time. This was good. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. I know somebody is they're listening to this and they're gonna pick a gem up from it.
I hope so.
That's the thing. I hope somebody pick a gem up from it and that somebody will stop saying one day and they are going to say day one. That's gonna stick with me.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna stick with me for
I
real.
meant that. I'm surprised I never brought that up during a haircut for real.
Yeah.
Cause she gets a haircut like 4 times a month, so
And
three,
I've
four
not
times she
and I've not heard
stay with the lineup.
that.
I'm surprised I never dropped that one yet.
Yeah, no, I've not heard that and not heard it before now. So, but I'm
Day
thankful.
one.
So,
Day.
thank you guys so much for joining us today with Nical. Guys, come back. Um, make sure you stay tuned because we get gems like this, right?
Right. Right. Best podcast.
See you later, guys. Have a great day, and don't just have a great day, but make it a great day for somebody else.
Amen.